In the early 1980s, rally racing was one of the most dangerous sports on earth. Cars flew through forests at full speed, mistakes were fatal, and almost every driver was a man. Almost. That was until Michèle Mouton showed up. Now, of course, there were women drivers before her, but none of them had the impact that Michèle had. Now, you might not know her by name, but you definitely heard her iconic line.
How do you feel as the start time approaches?
I don't feel at all.
But let's go back a bit. Michèle Mouton was born 23rd of June 1951 in Grasse, a town on the French Riviera close to the mountain stages famously featured in French rallies. After graduating from high school, Mouton began law studies, but in 1972 her interest was turned to rally when her friend Jean Taïbi asked her to practice Tour de Course with him. Mouton later co-drove for him in the 1973 Monte Carlo Rally, the first ever World Rally Championship event. Mouton's father suggested a switch to driving if she wanted to continue in rallying, and promised to buy her a car and give her 1 year to prove herself. After a complimentary event in 1973 to the Tour de Course, where she placed 8th overall, Mouton made her WRC driver's debut in 1974, finishing 12th in the Tour de Course in an Alpine A110. At the end of the year, Mouton was crowned both French and European ladies champion. Re-entering the Tour de Course the following season, she took 7th place. She defended her ladies titles and also competed in circuit racing in all-female team and won the 2-liter prototype category of the 1975 24 Hours of Le Mans. Recalling the race in 2008, Mouton said, "It started to rain, I remember, and I started to pass everybody. I was running on slicks. In the pits they were saying, 'Michèle, you must stop,' but I didn't want to because I was passing everyone." In that race, she drove the Moynet LM75. Her results attracted a major sponsor in the form of the French oil company ELF. In 1976, Mouton drove the A110 to 11th place in Monte Carlo and retired at the Rally Sanremo due to mechanical reliability issues with the car. At the Tour de Course, her debut in the newer A310 also ended in retirement. For the 1977 season, Fiat France signed Mouton to partner Jean-Claude Androuet, although she was not impressed with the Fiat 131 Abarth, stating, "It was like a big truck, not a car, and terrible to drive." But it brought consistent results with Michèle behind the wheel, finishing 8th in the Tour de Course in 1977 and 5th 3 years in a row, 78, 79 and 1980. She had quite a bit of success outside the WRC in those years, but in 1980, Audi called Mouton and signed her for the World Rally Championship program for the 1981 season. Mouton described Audi's call as a complete shock. Audi's decision to nominate her instead of established male rivals attracted a great deal of publicity, as the Audi Quattro, the first rally car to have over 300 brake horsepower and both a turbocharger and a 4-wheel drive, had not yet gained FIA homologation. Audi could only enter rallies as zero cars and not as competitive entries. Hannu Mikkola, a Finnish driver, debuted the car in the Algarve Rally in October and would have won by about 30 minutes had his time been officially registered. The 1981 season began unfortunately for Michèle, as her first competitive run in the Quattro in Monte Carlo ended before it had even begun. She withdrew from the event before the start due to apparent engine problems. The team later discovered that dirt had got into the fuel system. At the Rally Portugal, she started her long partnership with the Italian co-driver Fabrizio Pons. Mouton won 7 stages and took a career-best 4th place, despite suffering from electronic problems. This ended criticism of Audi signing a female driver. After a retirement due to a broken camshaft in the Tour de Course, Mouton set several fastest times at the Acropolis Rally in Greece. While Mikkola was leading and Mouton 5th, the stewards excluded the Quattros, citing homologation infractions. Although Audi protested, the stewards upheld the decision. At the Rally Sanremo in Italy, a mixed surface event with tarmac and gravel, Mouton took the lead when the local star Michele Sinotto crashed. This marked the first time a female driver had won a world championship event in rallying. Mouton finished the season in 8th place in the Drivers' Championship. While Audi was 5th in the manufacturer's standings, Mouton's 1982 season started with a big accident at the Monte Carlo Rally. On stage 12 in a small town, she hit a patch of ice and slid off the road, crashing into a stone wall of a large house at 110 km/h. Mouton injured her knee, while Pons suffered a concussion. Not exactly the best way to start the season, but the pair's injuries were not that serious, and Mouton went to make her debut in the Swedish rally. She was running third when she slid into a snowbank and hit her teammate Quattro, who slid off at that exact same place. Mouton later won the Acropolis rally, but her win was overshadowed by two serious accidents, one of which killed a spectator. Just before the African marathon events, Michèle received the news that her father succumbed to cancer back home. With only 600 kilometers to go, Mouton went off the road and rolled her car. She drove the severely damaged Quattro for 5 more kilometers before giving up. It seems like the 82 season was cursed for Michèle, but it was a great season for Audi, who won and became the first German marque to win the manufacturer's world title. At the inaugural Autosports Awards Gala, Mouton won the International Rally Driver of the Year award. The 1983 season started the Group B era of the WRC, which was such an insane group and such memorable era of rally that it deserves its own video, and it will get it in the near future. Now back to Michèle. Mouton was now at the wheel of the Audi Quattro A1. How did she start this season? Not well. She went off the road on a stage not far from her hometown and again hit a stone wall at over 100 km per hour. The car was destroyed, but Mouton and Pons were unharmed. Michèle explained that the accident happened because she had to dodge a photographer, and knowing that people basically stood on the road during stages, this is probably true. Fast forward to Tour de Course, Audi debuted the Quattro A2, which was 70 kilograms lighter and had an engine producing 30 more horsepower. Again, unfortunately, Mouton's rally ended when her engine caught fire. So the 1983 season was a mix of strong finishes and several retirements. Michèle had 3 podiums and finished 5th overall with 53 points. For the 1984 season, Audi added 2-time champion Walter Roll to their star lineup, and Mouton now had a part-time role competing in 5 WRC events. She started her year well by finishing 2nd at the Swedish rally, behind teammate and home favorite Blomqvist. This would remain her last podium position in the World Rally Championship. Mouton's results placed her 12th in the Drivers' World Championship in that season, but Mouton debuted in the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb in the United States, driving an Audi Sport Quattro together with her usual co-driver Fabrizio Pons. She won the Open Rally category, now known as Unlimited, in a record time and placed 2nd overall. In 1985, Mouton was assigned to testing and development duties. She drove both the Sport Quattro and its follower, the Quattro S1. Mouton considered the S1 the most difficult rally car she had driven. She competed in only one WRC event. Although her rallying year was a disappointment, Mouton made a successful return to the Pikes Peak, winning the event overall in her Sport Quattro. Despite slippery conditions caused by a hailstorm, she broke Al Unser Jr.'s 1982 record by about 13 seconds. The French woman's win irritated some of her male rivals. Bobby Unser was quite vocal about his loss, to which Mouton is said to have replied, "If you have the balls, you can try to race me back down as well." Mouton broke off her contract with Audi in late 1985 to join Peugeot for the coming season. Michèle drove the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 in selected World Rally Championship events and a full program in the German Rally Championship. In WRC, she competed in 2 events, but unfortunately did not finish either of them. However, she did great in German Rally Championship. She won 6 out of 8 events and won the 1986 German Rally Championship. This dominance in Germany is considered one of the crowning achievements of her career. In October, 2 weeks after securing the German Rally Championship title, Mouton announced her retirement from rallying. After she retired, she focused on family life and remained involved in motorsports in a lower profile, advisory capacity. Michèle made appearances in demonstrations and anniversaries. In 2009, co-founded the FIA Women in Motorsport Commission and had the goal to improve female participation as drivers, engineers, officials, and team members. Later, she became the president of the FIA Women in Motorsport Commission, a role she has held for many years. And this was Michèle Mouton, the Queen of Speed.